So we have Yufeng Zhang with us, who's VP of Global Business for Horizon Robotics. And he's going to talk about a couple things. I think the words new retail revolution will be part of what he's talking about, a new shopping experience and new opportunities for operational efficiency. So with that, we'll let Yufeng go ahead.
Thank you.
You have your...
Yeah, I have my speaker here.
So I'll put about 20 minutes on,
Okay.
5 extra, and then 5 of Q&A.
Thank you.
So
hello everyone. Thank you for coming to this session. My name is Yufeng Zhang, and I'm from Horizon Robotics, responsible for the global business development and sales. So that is not my name here. So if anyone is coming for Dr. Kai Yu before you wanted to leave, just let me say I'll try my best to present as well as my CEO would do. So there's a little bit last minute shift on this. So today I'm gonna bring you a bit of a perspective that from Horizon Robotics regarding the embedded AI for smart retail in China. As you probably know, China has been going through huge transformation in the last 60 years. And from, say, 1950s, in a, what's it called, era of a ticket, that you, as a consumer or general public, you get whatever you were allocated, quotas. And there was not enough meat for daily consumption as a standard as nowadays. In 1970s, with the economy improvement and the openness of the country, we see the state-owned department store being set up, and it's when that people have some of the choices, but not many. Pretty much that you still get what the state-owned department store wanted to sell you. Fast forward into 1990 and the new century, beginning of new century, with the full opening of the market and the China joining WTO and foreign retailers entering China. Then at this time, actually the consumer were given many more choices for buying goods, purchasing the services. And in the last 10 years, it's really a very rapid growth and changes in the retail space. So we see, you probably heard about with the Double 11 festival, shopping carnivals. This is a sort of a shopping festival held by Alibaba's brand Taobao. It's a bit like the Black Friday, discount day for shoppers. But initially, Double 11 is a semi-holiday day for singles, for bachelors. And for some reason, this was utilized by the marketers from Alibaba to have this special holiday for shopping. And essentially, actually nowadays, in one day, it actually generates more than I think it's 16 billion RMB revenue for Alibaba on a single day, which is about more than around $3 billion US dollars. It's a phenomenon. And it moves on now to the traditional, so the e-commerce companies are opening up offline brick-and-mortar stores, and the traditional retailers go into the online, and we call this new retail eras. So this really this change has been evolving on the consumer products, services, to bring many more choices, better customer experiences. And today, from Horizon Robotics perspective, we would like to talk about how the embedded AI technology can benefit the retail. So there's a fast growth in the retail sales in China. You see the growth rate. Year-on-year sales rate has mostly always been double digits in the last over probably 16 years. And the sales revenue of this of 2017 actually reaches more than 36 trillion renminbi. That's about 6 trillion US dollars. A huge market, lots of opportunities, and also lots of challenges. So the traditional, as obviously you notice in other countries as well, the traditional retail been slowing down. The impact from the internet business, e-commerce has been really obvious. So in China, the year-on-year sales growth rate of department store, supermarket, and brand store have been slowing down in a similar pattern. However, in contrast, the e-commerce, the growth rate has been maintaining a significant high rate. Averagely, it's probably more than 40% in the last 7 years. But even in this, we call this is the demographic dividends of internet. Since China has been benefiting from a huge population, in the last 10 years also, the adoption rate, or we call it the penetration rate of the internet user, mobile internet user, has been increasing rapidly. And that transforms the online shopping experience, the e-commerce dramatically. But now I think in the last recent years, this has been internet penetration has reached a mature status that slows down the actual how to say the cost of acquiring new users been higher, as you see from the curve here on the right-hand side. This is the challenges faced so in the online business as well. From the consumer side, nowadays in China, they have a very abundant choices of information sources to get to know products, make the comparison. For example, using the Weibo, microblog, the social instant messengers, the knowledge sharing website, etc. But on the retail side, perhaps the online retailers, I think there's as you may already know, there's disparity, right? Let's leave the privacy and the data sensitivity aside. So for online retailers, they probably can still have certain accessibility to useful informations like the consumer's buyer pattern, their preferences, etc. But for the offline shops, for the traditional retailers, it's very difficult for them to obtain any of the useful information, to understand more about the consumers. So the challenges for the retailers essentially is about how to know more about the people, including the consumer, the staff, understand more about the goods, products, how the store should be laid out, how the goods shall be better displayed, and most importantly is how to provide a better customer experience. Particularly nowadays, the competition in the retail industry has been so fierce. Also, we see the tech giants in China previously or mainly focused on the online e-commerce, are now also opening up many offline real stores to help them keep the growth and strengthen their strategy in the expansion. This here is the JD.com, which is one of the leading internet giant e-commerce companies in China and been seen as the equivalent of Amazon in China. And they opened up dozens of brick-and-mortar stores in China to help their growth. Backed by their, since they are technology companies, so they been equipping the stores with various technologies to help to improve the consumer, the shopping experiences. And these further imposes the challenges to traditional retailers in China. So, but we think to tackle these challenges, we need something really be able to help the retailers understand more about the people, place, and goods. And we believe that embedded AI is the right thing to make the retail smart. There are different ways to be smart, from scan to pay, to face recognition, unmanned store like Amazon Go. And the embedded AI is a perspective to provide the capability to really able to detect and to capture, to digitalize these offline retail information data to help boost the staff efficiency, shop efficiency, and our ultimate goal is to make more successful conversion to purchase and the ultimate consumer experience. So the core is the precision marketing that comes from the the digitalized data that is to generate the information on the customer flow, who are the demographic characteristics of the customers, consumers coming to the store, and knowing their interaction with the goods and the stuff on the shelf. The heat map of the store's floor map, which shelf, for example, attracts the most of the attention, and where the customers are moisturing the most. So with the embedded AI to power the vision camera, smart cameras, then there's much details that we can capture across the shopping mall, inside each store, boutique shop, etc., and combine them with the online information. Then we can build a bigger picture about the customer's preference, the demographic distribution of consumers over time, and over the category of goods, etc. I'm going to come to more exciting bits very soon. And depends on the data we collected, we gathered, captured based on the smart cameras, and depends on the level of the analytics we would carry out on these data. There's different level of solution we can build, we can produce to provide the useful information analysis to retailers. One example could be talking about the understanding of the fuller picture of the user with a different combination or with a different level of the tools. Some are based on the embedded AI, for example, using the Face ID, the face recognition technology. Some is the mobile application, digital tools, e-payment, and we can understand the different level of details of consumers from, and they can help the optimize, for example, optimize the shopping path, the shop location, and make the advertisement more tailored towards the people who comes closer to the display, etc. A few scenario examples here is Here on the left upper corner, the consumers, consumers when they, and all members, when they enter the shop, the camera can recognize who they are. If they are members, have information in with the face recognition, knows their information in the database. If they are not registered members, then know their gender, their age range. The staff can be notified when they, particularly when a high-value members into the shop. As you probably see on the right upper picture here, we have multiple cameras mounted in this boutique shop, about 6, and they able to actually to track the trajectory of each consumer visitors to the boutique, and generate the heat map here. And they knows the system will know which item they picked up, where they stay, how long, how many minutes they stay. These informations is I need to hurry up. Are very it's very useful to help build up further understanding about each customer, help the shop staff to respond more efficiently, and help convert the purchase more successfully. I'm going to show this members entering the store. They've been located in the far upper corner by this camera here. We have multiple cameras able to track these members that walking around inside the store. New visitors coming in shortly. This camera here is mounted on the position of sales, point of sales, to enable the payment by face recognition. And when the visitor leaves, the system also knows it's one fewer full lap and it's one fewer visitors in the shop. And this skeleton detection also helps to analyze their behavior, their interest, and their interaction with the goods on the shelf. So this is really to capture the customer's full purchase experiences, from the when they enter, their trajectory, their purchase, build up the history, the information of the consumer's activities. We understand where was the hotspot of the product display, and what had been picked up the most. Particularly, what had been picked up the most but not converted to the purchase may be very useful to the shopkeepers or the managers in understanding why this problem happens. I have a case study later on to talk about that a bit more. So, connected with the CRM system, then when a member visits, the shop staff can be notified together with all necessary information. For example, this member visited the second time to the store, but last time she tried on some of the clothes but didn't purchase it. Maybe that she's coming back for the same item and made up her mind this time. This is really all about how we can improve the efficiency of the shopping and assisting the shopping experience. We have this is one example in the one of China shopping mall called Longfor. Multiple cameras being installed on entrances, pathways, and each of the boutique shops to help cover the full the full area of the shopping mall, able to provide a fuller, bigger picture about each visitors to the shopping mall. A quick video about the analysis monitoring at the entrance exit. See where it will see the age group and the genders for each visitors entering the shopping center. Then with that, we can build up the visualized report for the retailers. Tell them each time on which hour of the day, which age group, how many of them, each of them group people visit the shop. And this information may be useful, for example, for department store, where potentially in the morning there are more pensioners visit the store, and in the working hours, more mid-age group consumers come. And that can help the department store to optimize a promotion plan for the day. So different time of day, we have different promotion plan for different age group. Okay. All right, okay. So let me see that here. So here's one example of the heat map we generated with the data captured over the day. Left side is the movement across this area. The light, the sort of blue bit is the more movement. And on the right-hand side is the loitering analysis. And that tells where people wander around thinking about whether we should buy or not, or seeing a bit more about the goods. This is the last case study I'm going to show to you. Is based on the common question asked by the managers, is the shop managers, store managers, is why some of the goods are seldom tried, and why some of the the units are tried a lot but seldom been sold. So based on the AI, with embedded AI enabled cameras and other types of the sensors, we can actually detect and capture the interaction between the customer and the goods. In example of the shoes store, then with the vision and embedded AI technology, we can tell these shoes being tried close to 100 times, but only 2 sales were converted. But the other one is much more successful, probably because this looks good, but wears terribly. I mean, we can rely on the store staff to do comprehensive survey. However, that is not efficient. By identifying this type of the issues, then we can focus more of the human resource on the real problem analysis. And still, AI cannot solve everything. We still need people to do some of the work. And this is one of the real data that we got from this use case is just talking the top 2 rows, and then the first one actually was trialed. Most of the time is in the 6 types of shoes, but only converted. It's less than the second one. So the offline sales data is less than the second one, which are tried less. So that probably can tell us something, because the first shoe is maybe not comfortable as well as looks. I know the time is precious. And to summarize it, so embedded vision and AI technology that can transform the retail businesses, and it's to help the retailers to understand more about consumer, their goods, their shop. So people, place, and the products. And the eventual ultimate goal is to tailor, to provide a better customer experience to sell more. And to finish that with our vision for the embedded vision and embedded AI enabled smart retail. Thank you for your time. And last few words on Horizon Robotics. We are a high-tech company based in Beijing, and we position ourselves as a leader of the Edge AI. Apart from smart retail, we also target the smart mobility, focused on autonomous driving, and as well as the smart city with the public safety and surveillance. We exhibit in the summit event, and welcome you to visit us. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you. So we have about 4 minutes, so we can definitely take a couple questions. Any question? Oh, there's one in the back. Maybe you might want to find your way to that microphone.
The value of the service is obviously very high. Very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. But I assume the cost is also very high. Can you talk about the percentage of the businesses in China that can afford these types of services? How many retailers can really afford it? What types of businesses are they? And what are the small and medium kind of long tail of retail doing instead?
Sure, yeah. The particular reason we've been emphasized on embedded AI is that we let the camera to be based on, to have the AI capability inside the device, rather than heavily relying on the powerful the server and the expensive infrastructure to support the whole business intelligence collection and analysis. So shifting the computing resources from the centralized server to the edge devices actually help reduce largely of the cost required. So it becomes more affordable, which is why we've been seeing this embedded AI rather than the general AI on the server side. Okay.
One more question? Or? Oh, here's one.
Thank you. So I guess on the so embedded AI, regarding that, the question I have is like in terms of the storage memory, compared to cloud-based AI, how do you solve for that in a high traffic environment in retail that you just described? And what are the advantages, like when you pitch to your retailers and in front of other competitors, compared to other competitors, and they also offer similar services but built on different technologies?
Okay, thanks. See whether I understand your question clearly is that if you require the data recording, then that would be, or you mean the traffic of the customer flow, which one did you exactly?
Because for example, for one chip that you can recognize up to certain amount of faces, right?
Yep.
And there's a limit to that.
Yeah.
So beyond that limit, how do you deal with that?
Okay, so that essentially means that you need to have a really powerful embedded AI inference processor that is powerful enough while still very energy efficiency. I know there are some of the choices on the market, and I take the opportunity to say that Horizon Robotics also provide this solution that is able to detect a massive number of objects, for example, up to 200 faces, objects, or able to recognize 50,000 faces that actually all happening inside the camera itself, rather than relying on sending pixels to the server and do the face recognition in the server side. That's the value of the. Of course, then if you have the requirement to say able to recognize millions of faces, then in that way, then we have to find a way to do the hybrid of the architecture. So still, as much as we can offload the computing inside the embedded device, helps with the overall cost and efficiency. Sending lots of data over infrastructure itself will incur a large amount of bills charged by the infrastructure ISPs, for example. That's our philosophy. Yeah.
I think that'll do it. Thank you very much. What a great talk. Again, reminder, make out your survey again just for this talk while it's fresh in your mind. Thanks.